How's it going, YouTube? JamieTheKid00 here, coming to you guys with another segment of Road to YCS London. This one isn't going to be on decks. I figured I should actually do something other than decks on my channel. So I figured I'd do a video that I've seen some other people do, and I wanted to kind of do my own spin on it. And this is basically things to take to the YCS. This is my own verbal checklist, and it should be a checklist for you guys, because this is what I've always taken to YCSs and every nationals I've been to. And this is what worked for me. So the first thing and the most important thing we are going to start off with is your deck. Integral to your entry to the YCS, your deck and your accompanying deck box should hopefully be all regulations sorted. There aren't really that many regulations on your deck boxes, and of course there are the standard regulations on your deck. In fact, I don't think there are any regulations on your deck box. But the personal reason why I prefer ones like this one is because of the rule where you are not allowed to have extra components in your deck box. Like extra cards in your deck box, but I really like these because they allow you to have space for your dice and things like that and your counters. And also now, because all of our cards have to be in these same sleeves, the fact that this has pull-outable boxes really helps, because you're able to keep your main and extra in here, which are the things you will use for the the most of your game, and then your side deck in here, and it allows you to keep them nice and separate. And of course, you're able to keep a few other nice bits and bobs in the second hopper. So we're going to talk about those now, because you will need those for your game. So in my side deck hopper, separated with a nice little divider, we have the divider, which can be doubled as a token, but if you don't have tokens, you can use these as tokens. That's what I've done in the past. We also have the COSI ID. You're going to need the COSI ID. If you have one, take it. If you don't have one, get one. Hopefully from your locals, but they do them at the event. We also have dice and tokens. These are just two counters I've gotten from a little amusement park down near my uni. I didn't exchange them, so they're there. Two counters and two dice. I like to have two dice and two counters. These to indicate different things, like the targets of Master Key Beetle, turns left on Reckless. I like to put 2 on top of the deck if it's 2 turns left on Reckless and things like that. So they're just handy. You want to kind of have things like that. These can be coins, these can be anything. You want to have 2 D6s, not D10s, D20s, anything like that. Because yes, while you can roll any kind of dice to go first, or to work out who's going first, you want to have D6s for cards like Sixth Sense and things like that. And you want to have your own dice so no one can give you a loaded dice to roll. You want to use your own, in my recommendation. Then another thing which I should talk about, that is deck related, that is a big issue going into the event. They said you are not allowed to use different sleeves for your extra deck anymore. Your main, side, and extra must all use the same sleeves. So my answer to that was to use all the same sleeves that I use on my extra deck. I used 80 WCQ sleeves, where they come in packs of 80, which is absolutely great. So that was my answer, to kind of be a bit trollsy. I'll use extra deck sleeves on everything. But I would also, and I don't have one to hand yet because I need to pick one up from my locals before I go, I would also take a change of sleeves to the event. Possibly multiple changes of sleeves, because if you've any sleeve infraction, you want to be able to immediately offer to re-sleeve your deck. You do not want to have to take a game loss or potential disqualification if you cannot change your sleeves. Other things I would recommend taking: a sort of trade binder and trade binder balls. You know, all the things you just want to take to get rid of things that are hot for the event. At the start of your YCS, you can often get 1.5 times the value of your stuff because of the rush for things that people are looking for. This isn't really stocked up on things that people are particularly looking for, except maybe the front page, because I don't have many things people want. But you can still get pretty good trade rates for hot things at the event. And I mean, I'm taking an Evil Swarm skeleton and things like that. Deck skeletons are great to take to the event, because if someone decides they want to play something last minute, you can be able to sell off entire decks at once. So I definitely recommend taking a trade binder. Another thing I would take is, this will just proxy it for now, a separate binder full of your commons and staples, or a commons box, a deck box full of commons. I would take as many replacement copies of cards as you're playing in your deck as possible, because if you have an issue with a card in your deck, say it's bent, damaged, just the judges have any issue with it, you want to be able to change that card as soon as possible. Because at 2012 Nats, I had to change 2 cards, and I had to literally get up from my table, leave all my stuff there, because I had 2.5 minutes to do it, and literally run from my table to where my friends were sitting and begged them for replacement cards in that 2.5 minutes. I would have much rather to have just had a commons box full of like common copies of the cards I'm playing. So I'm playing a pretty much highest rarity deck because that's kind of what I'm like. But you want to have those replacements just in case. You can play the highest rarity at the start, but you want to have them just in case. Another thing I would recommend taking is a score pad and a pen. You don't want to use calculators. You can have a calculator to accompany you, but I would always use a pen and paper because in any life point dispute, and I mean any at all, the player with the life points written on paper and the most accurate and I can't remember the word. The most in-depth record of life points will always be kind of ruled over the other player if a judge is resolving a life points issue. So whoever has a paper record will win in a fight over a calculator. So you want to have a pen and paper always. And if you can, try and keep into like extra details without being note-taking. Note-taking is illegal in this game, sadly. Other things I would recommend are bottled water. You may not think this, but fizzy drinks and sweets do not help you think. They put you way off your game. They make you play really badly. So any bottled, preferably, usually mineral water is quite good. Any bottled water will actually keep you sharp as attack. And I really didn't believe this until I tried it. But at every event I've been to, and I've had a bottle of water with me, I've topped. And that's not even a joke. Every event I've taken a bottle of water with me, I have topped. Because of just, you think, it makes you think a lot better. And I know it makes it sound like I'm talking about water as if it's like mind steroids. But in a long day like a YCS, you want to have this. Although take a bathroom break every round. You do not want to be starting game 2 needing in the bathroom. It is the worst feeling in the world, knowing you still have to sit through about 30 minutes of gameplay needing the loo. And then the last thing I've got kind of sat around me is deodorant. This is a big thing at YCS's. If not for yourself, for anyone else around you, this or like a can of Febreze or things like that, just because things can smell. Things can smell really, really bad at YCS, and you just want to be able to stop that from happening. But otherwise, yeah, the last thing I want to talk about is the thing that's been glaring at you in the background is a playmat. I'm going to be rocking my brand new grey Spellground, which I've just gotten from Castle Brain Games, and I had to pay an extortionate amount of customs charges on, because I'm not from the US, but hey, what you going to do? I really like Spellgrounds just because they're not distracting, no big designs, it's very easy to play with, and the texture on it, it's very easy to kind of grave spread even with Konami cards. I haven't actually really tried with these sleeves, but it's very easy to grave spread and things like that. Ignore that side, it will get changed. But yeah, I prefer Spellgrounds. I recommend Spellgrounds or kind of patternless mats. But otherwise, Konami official mats are cool, your custom mats are cool, anything like that. But this is just player preference. And this is pretty much everything that I am taking to the YCS. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys there. If anyone is after meet and greets, autographs, I've had a couple. Anything like that, please do not hesitate to come and see me. If you see me recording, please stay away until I am no longer recording, and then I will chat to you as much as you may wish. And please forgive me if I'm a bit shy, because I am a wee bit. But otherwise, I hope to see loads of you guys at YCS London. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's been informative, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow with another video. Peace out. Bye.